Welcome children. Take out a history book. Chapter 8 Policies of British Expansion. Today's topic Conquest of Mysore. Mysore emerged a strong and independent state under the powerful leadership of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Now, Mysore, what it became? It became a very strong and independent kingdom under the powerful leadership of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. They were a threat to the company's attempt to establish its power over India. Hence, the company fought 4 wars to conquer the state of Mysore. Now, Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali both were a threat to the East India Company for establishing their power over India, and so this East India Company they had to fight 4 wars to conquer the states of Mysore. The 4 wars were First Anglo-Mysore War 1767 to 1769. Second Anglo-Mysore War, that was 1780 to 84. Third Anglo-Mysore War, that was from 1792. Fourth Anglo-Mysore War 1799. Consequences: Hyder Ali died during the Second Anglo-Mysore War in 1782. Now Hyder Ali, when he died during the Second Anglo-Mysore War, which was held in 1782. His son Tipu Sultan continued the war against the company and emerged victorious at first. Now his son, what he did? He continued the war that was against the company and then emerged victorious at first. Later, Tipu Sultan was killed while defending his capital in the Battle of Seringapatam in 1709. Afterwards, what happened? Tipu Sultan, he was killed when he was defending his capital in the Battle of Seringapatam. The state of Mysore was returned to its former ruler, the Udyar dynasty. Now, this state of Mysore, it was returned to its former ruler, that was the Udyar dynasty. And it was brought under the subsidiary alliance. And where it was brought? It was brought under the subsidiary alliance. Conquest of the Maratha Kingdom. The third battle of Panipat in 1761 between the Marathas and the Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali resulted in a disastrous defeat of the Maratha Kingdom. Now, third battle of Panipat, it was fought in the year 1761 and it was fought between the Marathas and the Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali. What it resulted? It resulted in a very disastrous defeat of this Maratha kingdom. It halted the Maratha advances in the north and dashed their ambition to have Delhi as the center of the Maratha power. What it had is stopped the Maratha advances in the Marathas who were coming from the north and dashed the ambition of the Delhi as the center of Maratha power. They lost the territories of Punjab. What did happen? They have lost their territories, that is of Punjab and Afghan. The defeat broke up in Maratha power into the group. Now this defeat, what happened? It broke up this Maratha power into group, each headed by a chief and held by a confederacy. Now this Maratha power, it was held by a chief and they were held by a confederacy under the Peshwas or the Prime Minister. Despite disunity, the internal conflicts among the chief, most of the central and western India was under the Maratha. Now, despite there was so much disunity, the internal conflict among this chief and most of where is seen in central and western India was under the Maratha rule. The company had to defeat the Maratha in order to establish the empire. Now, company, what they did? They had to defeat the Marathas. Why? Because they wanted to establish their empire. Hence, when a war of succession broke out among the chiefs after the death of the fourth Peshwa, Madhavrao I, the company official, took advantage of the internal conflict and began to interfere in the affairs of the Marathas. Now, so whenever what used to happen, war of succession is to break out among the chiefs. After the death of the fourth Peshwa, Madhavrao I, and he was the company official. The company official, he used to take the company means after the fourth who was, that was Peshwa Madhavra. The company official, what they used to do, they used to take advantage of the internal conflict and began to interfere in the affairs of the Maratha. They began to exploit the situation to gain monetary advantage and to expand the territory. Now, this company, what they used to do, they started to exploit the situation to gain the monetary advantage and to expand their territory. The company fought 3 wars with the Maratha kingdom so that they could establish themselves as a strong political power. Now this East India Company, what they did? They fought 3 wars with this Maratha kingdom so that they could establish a very strong political force. First, Anglo-Mysore War, 1775 to 1782. Second, Anglo-Maratha War, 1803 to 1805. Third Anglo-Maratha War, 1817 to 1818. Now consequences. The first Anglo-Maratha War continued for 7 years and it came to an end with the Treaty of Salbai in 1782. Now first Anglo-Maratha War, when it continued, that means when it started for 7 years and then it came to an end with the Treaty of Salbai that held in 1782. The war ended with the decisive victory for either side, but the East India Company established themselves a strong power who could even defeat a powerful kingdom like the... Now the company, what happened? It got ended with a very big victory for either side, but this East India Company, what it was? It was able to establish themselves a very strong power who could even defeat one powerful kingdom like the Maratha. The second Anglo-Maratha War broke out the backbone of the Maratha. Now second Anglo-Maratha War, what it did? It broke out the backbone of the Maratha kingdom after being defeated by the British. What happened? After when it was defeated by the British, the rulers of Bhosle and Scindia facilities as well as the Peshwa, that was the rulers of the Bhosle and the Scindia family as well as the Peshwa Bajirao II was compelled to enter into they were forced to enter into a subsidiary alliance with the company. They were forced to give some of their land and host British troops and resident in their court. Now what they were forced? They were forced that they would give some of their land and host British troops and resident in their court. The third Anglo-Maratha War was the final attempt made by the chiefs to regain their power. Now third Anglo-Maratha War, what was it? It was the final attempt who made their chiefs to regain their power and independence. This was done under the leadership of Peshwa Bajirao II. How was it done? It was done under the leadership of Peshwa Bajirao II. However, he was defeated, dethroned and pensioned off to the Bithur in Kanpur, where most of the Maratha territories were annexed. Now, however, what happened? He was defeated. Means the Peshwa was the chief was defeated. Peshwa Bajirao was defeated and he was dethroned. And then he was given a pension and of the Bithur in Kanpur. Most of the Maratha territories were annexed while expanding the British Empire. Now, this Maratha territories, most of these Maratha territories were annexed while they were going to expand the British Empire, while expanding the British Empire. Thus, with the defeat, the powerful and independent Maratha kingdom was vanished. Now, when the Marathas got defeated, the powerful and independent Maratha kingdom, it got vanished. The British became the chief political entity in India, and the British, what they became? They became the chief political entity in India. Now, take out your diary, write chapter 8, topic Conquest of Mysore, explain, homework, revise it. And with this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.